The first is around enabling technologies, and that's a broad category, but really what we're talking about there is both connectivity technologies, so low power, wide area networking, 5G, and so on, and also technologies that sit at different parts of the IoT solution, whether that's edge computing, closer to the end user, or blockchain, more at the platform and application level. Going around the circle at the bottom, you see analytics, automation, and AI. So really, this area is all of the tools that are enabling us to make good use of IoT data and monetize it for greater value, whether that's for business or for society. Going around the circle again, verticalization. So I think all of us who work in this sector know that IoT is really effective when it's sitting in a vertical industry or in a particular type of application. It's not sort of one general technology, but it really needs to meet the needs of a specific business requirement or social requirement, and understanding those needs is part of the whole game of making IoT really valuable. And then at the top, new business models. So IoT is something that we often hear about as transformational, but in order for it really to be transformational, that means it has to change business models, and business models have to change to make use of IoT effectively. And that's true whether you're a supplier or whether you're an enterprise customer. Really, this is something that will both force you and enable you to do business differently. So at Ovum, every year we survey enterprises about their IoT deployments, intentions and activities. This is from our latest survey, which we've just finished. It covers 15 countries and about 1,650 enterprises. And the first thing we ask, of course, is why are you doing this? What's your main driver for IoT? And what you can see from the 6 Asian markets that we cover is that a really significant number, so nearly 60%, are still looking at this for driving efficiency and productivity, and also looking at things like cost reduction and general competitiveness as key drivers. Now, what was interesting for us this year is that the second thing you see on the chart there, 50% of enterprises said they're using IoT because they want to improve product or service quality. So that's a big change, actually, from previous runs of this survey, and I think it shows a growing understanding of how you can use IoT effectively in the organization. This is a key goal. We also look at what are the different applications and use cases that are finding traction right now in the market, and you really see it's quite a wide mix. So no one thing is dominating. But if you had to pick out something to focus on, asset tracking and asset monitoring together are accounting for over 1/3 of the total in terms of lead applications, so what companies tend to start with for IoT. And then we also see a growing deployment of connected security solutions and also workplace safety. So those tend to be the things that across verticals are really attracting a lot of adoption. So this is a complicated chart, apologies for that, but we look ahead at IoT trends in part by looking at investment patterns. So we track deals in the IoT space, what are technology firms investing in that's related to IoT, and what you see from the bars on the left is deals that were done in 2018, and on the right, the red bars are the cumulative deals, so over time. So trending up right now, we see a lot more investment coming into artificial intelligence, analytics, and then from a vertical perspective, fleet management and industrial IoT. I apologize for blurry words there. I'm very happy to send the slides to whoever would like them afterwards. And we see those areas are attracting a lot more investment now, and then kind of going down are areas like smart home and IoT connectivity that are a little less hot from an investment point of view, and possibly, one could argue, a little more mature in terms of where we are in the market. And finally, we hear a lot about 5G and IoT data and AI and all the sort of sexy and exciting new stuff. But the reality is that a lot of enterprises are still facing significant challenges in deploying IoT. So this is again from our survey, and what we found is that really top of the list in terms of challenges for enterprises deploying IoT is ensuring data, network, and device security. This is, I would say, almost a universal concern, but for 40% of our enterprises, this was really at the very top of their list. The second area is around still trying to get to grips with technology solutions and maturity of those, and that is definitely something I think to bear in mind if you're a supplier to the market, that there's still a lot of confusion about which technology is the best match for a particular need that might be fit with IoT. And then the third, and this is again a perennial challenge, is a lack of internal IoT expertise. So again, a lot of enterprises feeling like they haven't got the right skill sets and the right staff to help them deploy and manage IoT solutions on an ongoing basis. So I'll wrap up there because I'm keen to hear more from people who are actually involved in deploying and developing solutions for the industry. But thank you very much for the time, and very glad to speak to anyone in the break or afterwards if you'd like to know a little more about our research at Ovum.